This is the IMTS Report with Emily Barton.
Hello and welcome back to Day 6, the last day of IMTS 2018. I'm your host, Emily Barta, and this is the IMTS Report. Top Shops includes an honors program to highlight those select machining businesses that were standout performers in each of the core disciplines of this benchmarking initiative. Winners this year include, for machining technology, Baker Industries; for shop floor practices, Hirsch Precision Products; for business strategies, Ripley Machine; and for human resources, Hastreiter Industries. On the Making Chips podcast today, Hanover Fairs USA's Larry Turner and AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology's Peter Eelman, discussed the collision of factors that produced this record-breaking IMTS, including increase in size, additive manufacturing, automation, innovation, connectivity, and a higher student participation. Today at the Hanover Messe Solutions Theater, presentations centered around the next generation. This new attraction at IMTS 2018 was well attended throughout the week and many connections were made. In keeping with the record-breaking trend of IMTS 2018, the SmartForce Student Summit was the largest to date. More square footage, more exhibitors, more attractions, and more students than ever before converged on Hall C in the North Building of McCormick Place. The keynote presentation in the SmartForce Student Summit was held today with NASA astronaut Captain Wendy Lawrence. Students were excited to learn about her 50 days of space exploration and had many questions, such as, what were her favorite space snacks? Captain Lawrence discussed the career path challenges of an astronaut and stressed the importance of manufacturing to space travel.
Hi, I'm Jules at IMTS TV. I'm here with astronaut Captain Wendy Lawrence. Captain Wendy Lawrence, you just had a great speech with the kids today to talk to them about space exploration. Can you tell us a little bit about your career?
Well, I started off as a 10-year-old being absolutely amazed by watching Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin walk on the moon for the first time. So that was the moment the childhood dream began to become an astronaut. And growing up in a Navy family, it was pretty easy to follow in the footsteps of my grandfather and father and go to the United States Naval Academy and become a naval aviator. So I flew helicopters always with the idea of eventually flying on board spaceships. And so I feel very honored and privileged that I had an opportunity to fly on the space shuttle 4 times.
Wow, that is fantastic. So altogether, how long were you in space?
Just over 50 days, which now, when you compare that with crews on board the International Space Station, it's not a lot, but any day in space is a great day.
I'd say so.
Yes.
So when you're talking to the children, what topics did you cover? What are your big points today?
Well, First LEGO League this year has got the theme of Into Space, and so kids are challenged to come up with something for their robot to do to help crews who are in space for a long period of time, perhaps on a mission to Mars and living on Mars. So I just tried to provide them with an overview of what we've learned by having crew members live on board the International Space Station, what it's like to live and work in space, some of the challenges they face from being up in a different level of gravity for a long period of time, how that affects the human body, the challenges of trying to keep everything working on board, like the method you're going to use to create your drinking water or how you're going to create oxygen for you to breathe. So things along those lines. My job was not to solve their problems, but just to plant some seeds.
That sounds excellent, and I really enjoyed hearing about the realities in space that you don't always hear about, so that was fascinating. So what's the most common question you got today?
I don't know that there was one. The kids had great questions. They're really taking this challenge to heart about what they can have their robot do. I think that just the idea of being able to float around in space is interesting to them. But then landing on the surface of a different planet, what's the habitat? What does it need to be like? What am I going to do with my trash? Obviously, kids like to relate things to their own life, so what do you eat? The challenge of trying to grow plants in space. What about snacks? I want my favorite food. How am I going to do that? But there were many different types of questions, very thoughtful questions, and so I really enjoyed each and every presentation today.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure it ignited their imaginations. How do you connect manufacturing with space travel, with NASA, with all things space?
Pretty strong connection, because first off, you got to ride the rocket. Somebody's designed it, somebody's manufactured it, somebody's assembled it. Your spacecraft as well. And so without people understanding that technology and making it reliable for us, because it's very important that everything works and that it's well designed, you would not get into space. So the space program, its foundation is a strong manufacturing sector.
Excellent. Well, this has been fascinating. Thank you so much. I'm Jules McGuire from IMTS TV.
I recently sat down with Rob Sattler of Sattler Inc. to talk about his experience at IMTS through the years. Take a look. Can you believe it? IMTS 2018 is almost coming to a close. It has been a remarkable past 6 days, a record-breaking in many ways IMTS show, and people have been making connections, buying products, and finding new customers all over the show floor, including Rob Sattler, who is the Vice President of Sattler Inc. Now, Rob, you've been coming to IMTS for quite some time. Talk to us about your very first experience.
Well, the first show was in 1978, and my dad brought my brother and myself. And he had been in the industry for 40 years and in some very responsible positions with the Machine Tool Builders Association and also displaying at the International Machine Tool Show, it was referred to. Well, we came here, he showed us what the industry was about. We were quite young. And it was exciting then because we've always been hands-on with machines and tools. And we ended up coming away with some Kennedy toolboxes and a small lathe and a small drill press that we put up at our cottage. So it was the full experience.
So the full experience has kept you coming back time after time. How come?
Well, I'd say after we were here, we went through, both my brother and myself, through engineering school and got involved in the manufacturing industry. This is obviously the place to be for getting everything about the manufacturing industry from around the world. It's all of the latest and greatest, and even reaching out into what the future is going to hold, which for every year is very exciting. So that's why we come back.
Very exciting and always very different. There's always new innovations and new technologies found all over the trade show floor, which probably leads to some success stories and some successful purchases through the years. Talk us through a few.
I'd say the most recent one was at the previous show where we got involved with some tool presetting equipment. So we purchased that, and it's the center of an entire tool management system. Being a CNC machine shop, we have thousands of tool holders, inserts, screws, all that sort of thing, and it's quite a job to keep that all managed. The tool presetter, which we did all the investigation here at the show with, and we ended up purchasing, has really been a productive tool for our shop. The other probably big one in a recent machine tool show, or IMTS, pardon me, was E2, which is an ERP system. So that is the management information data collection and reporting system for our entire shop. So that we did the evaluation here, ended up selecting that product, and have implemented it over the past years.
Well, what are you looking for this year at IMTS 2018?
We've earlier this year bought a couple of CNC machining centers, so we're really not in the market, although I'm stopping at all the booths to make sure I understand what's going to be next for us. But the real draw has been this additive manufacturing. There's a dedicated section at the show this year, and where it's come from 2 years ago is mind-blowing. And you look at the displays, there's hybrids where they have a substrate of one metal and they're putting on a different type of metal with different properties on top, and then in the same station machining it. And it's just unbelievable. The second one, which is just crazy to me, is that they have a 2-nozzle additive station that puts a water-soluble substrate down, and then they create a part on top of it so that it doesn't sag, that inside can be dissolved away after the product is made. So this 2-part additive manufacturing for support structures, that's the other reason that I never even thought to ask or see something like that. In another couple of years, I can't even imagine where it's going to go. And to me, the most critical thing about this is that it makes engineers think an entirely different way in design. I'm a manufacturing engineer, I do design, that kind of thing, and to design parts, we design it for the tools that we have. These are the tools that are coming, so we really have to put our hat on a different way.
Well, why do you describe IMTS as a toy store?
Oh my gosh, well, right there, you go there and it's, you go to Sears, not Toys R Us, but for me it's Sears. You go in there and there's just wonderful things that you have to have. And oh, by the way, they make you more productive. And that's what's going on here. When you see something, we brought 2 of our youngest machinists to the show here. And I ran into them yesterday afternoon after they'd spent a day here. The excitement in their voices, the things that I sat there for a half hour, they both talked simultaneously nonstop and told me all the wonderful things that they've seen that they never heard of or that we got to do. And so that excitement, and this is their first IMTS, so it's great.
So their first, but definitely not their last. To wrap it up, why should anyone in the manufacturing technology industry put IMTS 2020 on their calendar right now?
Well, I'd say it's if you are holding still, you're going backwards. So in order to continue to get to the next step and drive forward, you have to aggressively adapt to, accept, and live on change. Everything is changing, and hopefully for the better. The technology is taking it in great places. And I really could see having this almost every year rather than every other year, because change is happening so fast. But there's such a concentration of everything from around the world that's available to us presented here, plus a prediction of the future. You can get it here, you can't get it back home sitting at your desk.
So if you would like to continually stay on top of the changes in the manufacturing technology industry, be sure to mark your calendar for September 14th through 19th, 2020. No IMTS would be complete without a wrap-up by none other than the Vice President of Exhibitions and Business Development, Peter Eelman from AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology. What a year.
Whew.
What a show.
Whew.
I am exhausted. I don't know about you.
It's hard to believe it's only 6 days, right?
I know. Well, all these records that were broken, that's exhausting.
And all this walking and all these halls
And
and
all the
all
talking.
these exhibitors and all this talking. But you know what? I think we really had a big success at IMTS 2018.
How come?
Well, I think number one, we're looking at our whole industry being in a very, very exciting, changing phase. We are no longer an incremental industry where you just see change, it's a little bit of increment, make a little more change, make a little more change. That's kind of the history of manufacturing, incremental change. But at this IMTS, we've made our first steps to go from an incremental industry to an exponential industry, where the change is not little by little by little, it's dramatic, it's major, and it's absolutely industry changing.
Well, that's another theme. I mean, record-breaking IMTS for sure, but another theme that's been very apparent is change. And whether it's change such as last time there was one emerging technology center and this time there's 2 emerging technology centers. Last time this pavilion was here, this time it's there. What were some of your favorite changes that took place this past week?
Well, my favorite changes here were really to help the audience. It's really to help our visitors. We did some really fun things here. I mean, we put out the Wizard of Oz carpet. You could follow the yellow brick road at IMTS for the first time and get to all the different buildings. I think it really helped figure out where everything was so that visitors could spend more time where they wanted to be and not so much time looking at their map and trying to figure it out. They ended up experiencing more of the show. They ended up on the floors more because they knew they were going.
Well, you can get lost here in McCormick Place, and isn't this the first time ever that IMTS has taken up the entire McCormick Place, all levels in all 4 buildings?
Not only is it the first time IMTS has done that, it's the first time anybody has done that. So that's kind of the exciting thing from a manufacturing perspective, is that this entire show reflects the strength, the diversity, and the growth, frankly, of an industry that, you know, for a lot of years there was a lot of bad thinking. You know, we had that and we're struggling, and where is manufacturing in the USA? Where is manufacturing globally? Well, I think we know manufacturing is in a very good place. It's in a growing place, and it's in a really exciting technology space right now.
Well, another thing that's exciting about IMTS 2018, as you said, we rolled out the yellow brick road, we pointed everybody in the right direction, and we did some renumbering, rumor has it, due to the age of the buildings.
Oh, you're going to tell a secret?
Let's walk through each building.
You're going to tell a secret.
Let's walk through each building, starting with the oldest first, which is the East building.
Yes.
What were your highlights?
When we were over in the East building, we haven't really occupied the full East building since the West building was opened. And in the East building, this year we were in the lower level, what's called the E Hall. We were in the upper level, called the D Hall, and we were in the ballroom, all with CAD/CAM and all of the computer technology that is so exciting at IMTS. And really the East building, the highlight of the East building, our partners, Hanover Fairs, Deutsche Messe, Hanover Messe, they used their Hanover Messe brand, which is worldwide, which is globally known for innovative technology, and they came into IMTS partnering with us to bring the newest and most exciting technology to their automation space.
So that's highlights in the East building. What about next to the North building? What was
exciting
there?
We're going to move to the North building. North building was the home of the Emerging Technology Center. The Emerging Technology Center featured in that space the digital transformation. For the first time, we had partners from Silicon Valley. We had Cisco involved in showing manufacturers how, not just why, but how to start moving factories, moving facilities into the digital age, providing a digital backbone, and really getting ready for the digital transformation that is already underway in manufacturing. Plus, there was kind of some fun in the front. Our partners, Gardner Publications, they highlighted their 90th anniversary of their publication, Modern Machine Shop, with a display of every cover of Modern Machine Shop in the 90 years of their history. We saw folks taking their picture along where their year was born, the year they entered the industry. So what do? I take the picture the first year IMTS was in Chicago, 1947.
Very good. What about the South building?
South building is so massive, as you know.
Huge.
It is huge, it's exciting, it's hard to pinpoint a single exhibitor, but I think the South building is where the feeling of the connected factory, the connected manufacturing facility really came to the fore. Every exhibitor, as you walk through, wasn't talking about specifications of machines. They weren't talking about spindle speeds and details like that. They were talking about connections, utilizing MT Connect, utilizing connected factory designs, utilizing digital designs and design to part. It's a very exciting change in the industry, one that we can see will be in our space for years to come.
And then we'll end our tour at the West building. What was found there?
West building was, for the first time, the full Additive Manufacturing Technology Pavilion and the Additive Emerging Technology Center. That area, you just think about this, just a few years ago here at IMTS, we were demonstrating additive as a emerging technology, a new design, a new concept, something that maybe someday will enter the market. Now here we are just a few years later, over 35,000 square feet of exhibits, of additive technology that is there to buy, not just to demonstrate. And that carried through our theme right to the exhibits. The entry units for the show were partially 3D printed with our partners from Oak Ridge National Laboratories. So additive manufacturing is here, it's now, it's today, and it was located in the front of the West Building.
Well, and it's not going anywhere, is it?
No, if anything, it's going bigger and more interesting. We saw HP Technology introduce a metal 3D printer at this show for the first time, using IMTS TV as part of their platform.
Nice. Well, one of the things that I noticed was the buzz in the air. I mean, it was so busy. There were so many people. The people that were here were so excited. I mean, people were running and smiling and laughing and joking, and they were passionate about the industry. What specifically did you think that they were passionate about?
Well, I like your term buzz. I like excitement, but I really like just the general feeling that this industry, which was kind of just left behind, I gave a speech during the show, and it just occurred to me that, you know, everyone in this industry kind of used to be considered nerdy, a little bit on the nerdy side. I mean, you made things, you used your hands, you put things together, you learned about machinery, you got your head into a computer. You're a little bit nerdy, be honest about it. But now, somehow, in the last few years, we have become the cool kids.
Yes.
And the cool kids love manufacturing. The cool kids love the additive ideas, the design to part concept, and I think we have really turned a corner, winning hearts and minds in the industry, and more importantly, outside of the industry. We had 20,000 students at the Student Summit, all interested in manufacturing the new way, the interesting way, the design way. This is going to really begin to address our industry issues with finding trained personnel and people who really love the industry and become as passionate as some of us older folks.
Well, for everyone who is very passionate about the industry out there, what are the plans for IMTS 2020? Oh, secret still.
Now we're going to have it. We've planned. We're going to have IMTS
Okay,
2020. Good. In fact, during the show, many of the exhibitors have already come to our offices with their applications for IMTS 2020. A lot of them are talking to us about some of their exciting plans. They want to upgrade their exhibits. They want to get bigger space. They want to introduce products. What we'll be doing in the next year or year and a half is beginning the process of looking around, finding what technology is the most exciting and on the horizon type stuff. That will be what you'll see in the emerging technology centers. And then we'll begin the process of fitting it all together with our theme, which is where dreamers and doers connect. That is what our industry really defines itself as, and we think where dreamers and doers connect, we've landed on our long-term design for the industry.
Any final words on IMTS 2018 before we wrap things up in a few?
Well, the one thing I really want to emphasize is I want to thank everybody. I want to thank our visitors, our exhibitors, all of our partners. IMTS is a staggering undertaking. Thousands and thousands of people are involved. Without any one of them, it's not as good. IMTS this time had an unprecedented enthusiasm, a can-do attitude, a team attitude, and I walk away from the show grateful for everybody who participates. And you know what, I'm going to be ready to do it again for my 21st time, 2 years from now.
So mark your calendars right away. It's in the year 2020, and the dates are September 14th through 19th. We'll see you at IMTS 2020. You heard it here first from Peter Eelman, who is the Vice President of Exhibitions and Business Development for AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology. For the first time ever, there was a Job Shops focus at IMTS 2018. Job shops and contract shops were able to participate in activities designed just for them, including a contest. The winner of the drawing for an ESOP welding and cutting garage shop package was Molly Keene, co-owner of Tech Manufacturing. Adam Gambrell tells us more.
I'm Adam Gambrell with IMTS TV, and we're here at the ESOB booth in the North Building where they're about to do the drawing for the welding and cutting package for our Job Shops program, courtesy of ESOB. At IMTS 2018, we've had a major focus on job shops to showcase how important they are to the manufacturing community. And as an incentive for participating in our Job Shops program, individuals could be entered to win this welding and cutting package. Now I'm going to catch up with someone from ESOB to talk a bit more about what's in the package and maybe catch up with the winner after the drawing. I'm here with Bill Werman, Marketing Manager for ESOB. Bill, thanks for having us. Tell me a bit about what our winner is going to get in this package.
Well, first of all, let me say that we're excited to have this opportunity to partnership with IMTS to reward job shops. They're important to the manufacturing process, and we wanted to give them a complete cutting and welding outfit. So what they're going to get is a Rebel multi-process machine that does stick, TIG, and MIG welding. They're going to get a thermodynamics plasma cutting machine. They're going to get a full Victor Journeyman outfit, complete gas outfit for gas cutting, and they're going to get a Sentinel welding helmet.
Wow, what an incredible package. I mean, what would you say is the overall value of that package?
The retail value of that would be over $4,000, so it's a pretty nice setup.
Yeah, it's an incredible setup. So talk to me about job shops. You mentioned, how important job shops are. Tell me about ESOB's position and why you were so willing to donate this for us.
Obviously, job shops have a need for cutting and welding, and we want to make sure they're using the best cutting and welding equipment out there. So what we've done is we've chosen really the top of the line in each of those categories. Gas cutting, manual plasma cutting, and of course the Rebel is a full multi-process welding machine, and then the Sentinel is the latest in personal protective gear. So we're giving them really a very nice outfit of some of the newest equipment.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, and thank you to ESOB for supporting our Job Shops program, and congratulations to the winner. I think we're going to go catch up with him now.
Sounds good.
Terry and Molly Keene, you are the winners of this fantastic package from our Job Shops program. It could not have gone to a more wonderful couple. How excited are you?
Oh, we are so excited. I tell you, this is so neat because everything here is just fantastic. And just to end this with this, that's just fantastic. What can I say?
Well, we're so happy that it was the two of you. So now, have you had a good show? We're here at day 6. Have you found some new innovative technologies? Are you ready to get back to work?
I want 6 more days, please, 6 more days. How am I going to wait 2 years? This is not going to work. So, yeah, we found a lot of new and innovative tooling for Swiss screw machines because a few years ago, people were not supplying tooling for Swiss screw machines. So that's mostly what we have. And now we see a lot of things, and a lot of things are being offered. So it's so fantastic.
Well, we're so happy that you are the winners of this package, and we hope that it is a great addition to your shop. And thank you so much for coming to IMTS and for finding new technologies here. Again, job shops are so important to the manufacturing community, and we are just more thrilled that we could provide you with this package. So thank you so much. And for IMTS TV, I'm Adam Gambrell.
Students were not only attending the Smart Force Student Summit, but speaking at it as well. Jules McGuire and Katie Coombs spent time with 3 STEAM teen leaders. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Jules with IMTS TV. I'm here with Caitlin Ludlam with the Mars Generation Speakers. Caitlin, we hear you have a big speech coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking to students?
Yes, I'm going to give a speech very soon to talk to students about being involved in STEM, or STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, but also space, because there's so much to explore out there, especially in the engineering and the aerospace engineering, all those different fields. And I just want to encourage these kids to go out and try new things and to go and explore these different things that they're interested in and hopefully, change the future.
Excellent. So what made you interested in STEM?
Growing up, I was a self-proclaimed Lego fanatic. And when first Lego League, which is a robotics league where you build Lego robots, came to my school, I decided to join because I love Lego so much. And from then I've been building up in the robotics competitions, and it's brought me to different levels of STEM, and I've really loved it.
What are some things that you hope students that listen to your speech today come away with knowing?
I hope they know that whenever someone tells them no, that they should prove them wrong and they should go out and try anything. And there's so many things out there for them to go out and do and to follow their dreams. If they hit a bump in the road, if they feel like they're failing, that they're not failing unless they quit. there's always resources out there to help them and to guide them forward and to just continue following their dreams and getting careers that they really enjoy. I've been told a couple times in my life that I can't become an engineer because I'm a girl. And that didn't make sense to me growing up, and I decided that I had to prove them wrong and go into robotics and space and study engineering.
I'm here with Tessa McAvoy with the Mars Generation. She's one of our speakers at the SmartForce Student Summit. Tessa, why don't you tell us a little about your speech today?
Today, I am speaking about how art influences my passions for science and STEM. And today I'm going to be presenting people with videos and cartoons that I do related to science.
So what do you hope the kids take away from hearing you speak this morning?
I hope the kids take away that you can do anything you want.
Wonderful. So what are your plans for the future?
Well, that's a good question. In the future, I plan to continue to do art and cartoonings and science mixed together in order to make science more accessible to more people through a visual format.
I'm here with Kate McKinney with the Mars Generation speakers. What are your big messages you're telling students today?
First of all, I definitely want to get across the table that science is going to be a part of our future, and if we're smart, we'll kind of use that to our advantage. I also want to talk about how science has already kind of shaped the world into what it is today in some ways that we may not even realize.
Tell me a little bit more about your other project, your nonprofit that you've been working on.
Right, yeah, the Youth Science Alliance is kind of a stem out of another nonprofit that I started, where our goal there with YSA is really to get students to be thinking about science as a vehicle for positive change, science as a way to make the world a better place, and STEM also. But
what is your next step in science? What are you looking to do next?
Well, it's my goal to pursue a career in space medicine. So that's basically combining space and medicine into a career where you're looking at how the human body is affected by the space environment. It also extends to other things like building human space systems that can sustain life in the harsh environment of space.
I'm Jules McGuire from IMTS TV.
Around Chicago visits the best spots into Chicago to eat and to stay, to catch some fresh air, sights to see, and how to get around the city while you are in town for IMTS 2018. In today's episode, Adam Gambrell and Bevan McGiven take us to Raised Rooftop Bar and Restaurant.
In a city like Chicago, one of the best ways to relax and unwind is in one of the city's over 60 rooftop bars and restaurants. Voted the best place for a business drink in Chicago by Crain's and on USA Today's top 50 rooftop bars and restaurants in the US, this is Raised, an urban rooftop bar.
Located at the corner of Wacker and State on the 3rd floor of the Renaissance, Raised offers a unique rooftop view of the Chicago River.
Just one of the many options to relax and unwind after a long day at IMTS. All right, Chef Timothy, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you. How are you two?
Great.
Wonderful.
This food looks fabulous.
It's really good, yeah.
Wonderful. Why don't you tell us a bit about Raised and what makes Raised such a unique bar and one of the best rooftop bars in Chicago?
Sure, yeah. We have a lot of rooftops in the city, right?
Yeah.
Many options. One of the great things about our rooftop is being down on the 3rd floor. So we sit down and we look up. We don't have to walk to the edge and look over. That's what I tell everybody who comes in. Not only that, but the food, right? Food is shareable. People come because of the drinks. They stay because of the food, right? So crispy chicken, 3 1-ounce pieces, right? We got a spicy garlic aioli, nice sweet slaw that goes over the top with pickled carrots. Sliders, we started out of the gate 3 years ago with the grilled tenderloin sliders. We're going strong since. We just updated for this season, so we have some mushrooms, butterscotch cheese, and crispy pancetta, local brioche seeded bun. So here we're doing my version of a sesame tuna, some crispy wontons on the side. You'll get citrus in there, give you some sweetness, and togarashi on the wontons to give you a little bit of heat, which is really
Oh, what
great.
a beautiful presentation.
Yeah, we like to keep it sexy here. Yeah, we're very urban, very local. We source as local as possible within about 250 miles of the hotel. We're super excited about that. Beers and cocktails, local as well. So I think we have like 40 some local beers in-house. We do the wines on tap, which is really great as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have the wines on tap too, yeah. The other cool thing is you can rent out the whole space. Depending on how many people you're gonna bring, we have a space for all of them.
Chef Timothy, thank you so much. This food looks fantastic. I can't wait to dig into it. If you're looking for an eclectic urban vibe to elevate your Chicago experience, then you have to check out the vibrant cocktails and this savory, delicious food here at Ray's. If you want to find out more about our Around Chicago series and see more videos of exciting Chicago locations, visit us at imts.com/IMTS-TV.
Let's raise a glass to IMTS.
Cheers. Thanks for watching. To see more of the Around Chicago series, head on over to imts.com/IMTS-TV for our full collection of fun Chicago attractions, hotels, and restaurants. Man, take a look at this view.
For the past 6 days, IMTS 2018 broke all sorts of records, provided engaging experiences for visitors, and inspired the next generation of manufacturing technology. IMTS 2018 was the largest show on record, with over 128,000 attendees, over 1.4 million square feet of exhibit space, over 2,100 booths, and over 2,500 exhibiting companies. In addition, IMTS 2018 took over the whole of McCormick Place, including all levels in all 4 buildings. The next wave of technical advancement was featured in not 1, but 2 emerging technology centers. In the Additive Manufacturing ETC, visitors experienced demonstrations of the newest breakthroughs in materials, speed, and technologies. Displays included the Die-in-a-Day scavenger hunt, additive manufacturing research from Oak Ridge National Laboratories, and the America Makes Knowledge Bar. In the Digital Transformation ETC, visitors experienced many digital manufacturing innovations, from free operating standards for machine shops and connected machines to cyber-physical security that was developed by leading technology organizations. The IMTS Ride experience allowed visitors to be shuttled between the North Building and the East Building on Ollie, a self-driving, digitally manufactured, 3D printed electric shuttle by Local Motors, designed to streamline shared transportation systems around the world. Cool vehicles could also be found in today's Technology Center, sponsored by GIE Media. The TTC displayed the end results of the latest manufacturing technology in the automotive, aerospace, and medical industries, including a 2018 Jeep Wrangler, a 2019 Ram 1500, the Eclipse 550 Very Light Jet, and state-of-the-art medical devices and equipment. The Modern Machine Shop Top Shops Showcase connected manufacturing professionals who shared tips, tools, and technologies in an effort to benchmark their own business. Plus, visitors helped MMS celebrate their 90th anniversary while taking a walk down memory lane from cover to cover. The SmartForce Student Summit introduced students and teachers to exciting high-tech careers in manufacturing. It had hands-on challenges, learning labs, an air rocket challenge, mentor labs, apprentice competitions, a keynote presentation by NASA astronaut Captain Wendy Lawrence, and more. And then there was the expo floor, where exhibitors introduced new products, processes, and solutions that will move manufacturing forward. Complementing the metalworking solutions on the IMTS Expo floor, Deutsche Messe premiered Hanover Messe USA, where 4 co-located shows emphasized industrial digitalization and Industry 4.0. Plus, there were multiple opportunities for visitors to go to class at IMTS 2018. Sessions were found all around McCormick Place as part of the IMTS conference, 9 co-located conferences, Hanover Messe Solutions Theater, practical learning sessions, main stage presentations, and in-booth events. But IMTS 2018 wasn't just all business. There were many fun activities as well. There were special attractions and celebrity appearances all throughout the show floor. Coffee breaks, pizza parties, and networking opportunities could be found throughout each day as well. A record number of runners participated in the Miles for Manufacturing 5K to promote careers in manufacturing. All proceeds went to Chicago-based schools and community-based STEM organizations. IMTS TV, the exclusive news program for IMTS, had a record-breaking presence as well, featuring 2 daily live shows from the IMTS TV studio, correspondents and crews all over McCormick Place covering the action on the expo floor, and live streams of the presentations from the main stage. IMTS TV streamed 24 hours each day, ensuring that visitors never missed a minute of IMTS 2018. It is hard to believe that such an exciting and inspiring week has come to an end. So, be sure to put September 14th through 19th in your calendar so that we can see you at the 33rd edition of the premier manufacturing technology show in North America, IMTS 2020. Thank you for joining us for the IMTS report on day 6, the last day of IMTS 2018. Even though IMTS 2018 is closing soon, you can still keep in touch and continue the conversation on imts.com or by viewing programming on imts.tv or by subscribing to the Insider e-newsletter or by visiting IMTS on social media. Coming up next is MFG Advocate, where Penny Brown speaks with Billy McFarland from City Colleges of Chicago about workforce development. On behalf of everyone here at IMTS TV, have a wonderful rest of your day 6 at IMTS 2018, where dreamers and doers connect. Safe travels home. See you in 2020.
Where are you located again?
Palestine, Illinois.
And how big is your firm?
Our firm, I think we have 65 employees right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Come back to this camera.
Yeah. Okay.
Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos al programa Shop Talk. Mi esposa hoy día es señor Pedro Zelinsky, editor-en-chief de la revista se llama Manufactura Additiva. Peter, bienvenidos. No, dígame, en su opinión, ¿cuál es la cosa más importante en manufactura additiva hoy día?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. So keep the whole time? Okay.
Just gaze longingly. You've been listening to Shop Talk. Our guest... What? Watching.
I'm so glad it's him, not me.
She's down here with bare feet.
I know. I'm sorry. They're sweaty.
I'm distracted. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, go.
You've been listening. Damn it.
We should have a talk show, Bill.
2, 1.
You've been watching Shop Talk.
3, 2, go.
You've been watching Shop Talk, and our guest today has been Christina Fugis, the editorial director of Mold Making Technology magazine. For IMTS TV, I'm Bill Herman.
We're clear.
Sorry. I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks
All
very
right,
much.
Bill.
You've been watching Shop Talk, and our guest is Chris Kepfer, the editor-in-chief for Production Magazine. I'm going to have to do that again, won't I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay.
Me?
Nope,
No,
you
no,
can
you're
just...
fine. Look at Bill.
Oh. Damn, you're pretty. You got pretty lips.
We got a blooper reel.
You've been watching Job Shop. Our guest today has been Chris Kepfer, the editor-in-chief of Production...
Shop. It's a job shop.
Elvis is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
We caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby, yeah. Why can't you see what you're doing to me when you don't believe the word I'm saying? We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can fill our dreams on suspicious minds. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV. I'm Penny Brown. This week during the show, we've covered a lot of important topics relative to growing and expanding the manufacturing industry. But perhaps none is more important than workforce development. And today we're here to talk with Billy McFarland, who's the CNC program coordinator at the City Colleges of Chicago. How are you today, Billy?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
It's a beautiful day.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
So tell us, what are the City Colleges of Chicago?
Well, it is our community-based schools, community college-based schools. There's 7 schools. There's Richard A. Daley, Wilbur Wright, Truman College, Olive Harvey, Kennedy King. I think I hit them all. I hope I did. If I missed you, I apologize.
And you work for Wilbur Wright College.
I work for Wilbur Wright College.
So tell us a little about that school.
Okay, Wilbur Wright College is located on the north side of Chicago, 4400 North Narragansett. I'm actually at the Satellite, which is in Humboldt Park, which is North Avenue in California. We primarily focus on IT. The seven colleges have their own specialty, and Wilbur Wright's specialty is information technology. We were lucky enough that everything wasn't hubbed to those specific schools because we kept our advanced manufacturing program primarily focused on CNC.
So how many students are involved in that advanced manufacturing program?
Right now our capacity is 30. We have 26. And then if we include our dual credit classes with our feeder school, Prosser High School, that's about 54 students. So we have a great number. We started with 6 3 years ago. So our numbers are definitely trending up.
How long does the program last?
Well, we have 2 different cohorts. We run a morning cohort, and you can finish what we offer, which is a basic certificate, which is 5 classes. And you can do that in 1 semester if you go into the daytime. And if you go in the evening, because of the shorter hours, it takes 2 semesters. But we're hoping to move toward an advanced certification. We've gone through what we call our PAC process, which is internal, and now we're going through the state process, ICCB approval, and we're hoping to have that up by spring of 19.
So what kind of skills are you students learning in these programs?
Well, basically CNC machining, but we actually start with manual machining. We want to teach you how to walk before you run. So we can't make you a master machinist, manual machinist, but we do give you the fundamental base of understanding what those machines actually do. You get to see it, feel it, smell it, and just get a hands-on activity.
So what kind of jobs are the students graduating into?
CNC operator, CNC programmer. We have some students going into quality control. Basically that. And that's just our facility. At Daly College, they do, their program is a bit more, it's vast. They do automation, and they're actually opening up applied engineering program this year. So then you have robotics, hydraulics, PLCs, the maintenance or the service technician jobs, which are also in demand.
Are you working with business to kind of develop your curriculum and those kinds of things?
We do. We are getting much better at that, where we're having more industry partners sit on our board, more so than academics sit on our board. We're working with a company called Woodward to try. We're trying to move toward what they're calling the next sector generation partnership, whereas our boards are truly directed or led by industry partners, and that's our goal. So yes, we have a lot of support. AMT is a great supporter from what they're trying to do with us this year. Illinois Manufacturing Association has always been a great partner. Jim Nelson in particular. How you doing, Jim? Yeah. So good things are happening.
Now, I know City Colleges serves a lot of underrepresented and non-traditional students. What kind of initiatives do you have to help those students be successful?
Well, we work with a lot of community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, and we do a lot of effort or outreach to our community schools, our local schools that surround our particular colleges. And basically Chicago, I guess, is predominantly underserved communities in certain aspects. So we do a lot of that. So we do in-house school visits. Last year during Manufacturing Day, we actually had 160 students come in. They were from 5 different high schools. Governor Rauner came by and spoke to the students. And then after they visited our school, talked about the process of becoming a City College Chicago student, they were dispersed to 5 different manufacturers. So we worked on their academic pathway, then we showed them the career pathway that's available.
Now, speaking of Manufacturing Day, that's coming up again fairly soon, October 5th. Do you plan to have an event this year?
We're going to do it again.
All right.
We're going to do at least 150 students, and we're working with, I believe, 6 high schools this year, and we're partnering with Cook County Bureau of Economic Development, IMEC, Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center, and a couple other institutions within the city.
So tell us a little about the Steam Expo that you've had here at the Smart Force Student Summit.
The Steam Expo came out of what we saw, out of discussions going in the city, led by Cook County President Prickwinkle. And one of the things we wanted to talk about was exposure to the opportunities with advanced manufacturing to those particular communities. It was initially going to be done for one day at one of the local community colleges, Malcolm X. I reached out to Greg. I probably harassed Greg over the last few years, and Greg thought it might be a great opportunity for them to bring us in and have an opportunity to present or expose young people to the opportunities with advanced manufacturing. Not only just a STEAM event, but once they get upstairs, they actually see the machinery and the technology, it opens eyes. So that was it. I truly appreciate what AMT and the Smart Force Student Summit, Greg Jones in particular, this active inclusion. Inclusion is one of the trending words nowadays. And for organizations such as AMT to actually put their money where their mouth is a great opportunity. And I think, I'm hoping we did good this year. I haven't quite looked at the numbers, but it is a pathway forward and a positive outcome.
I understand you have Steam Expos sometimes throughout the year as well.
We do. And once again, when you're thinking about Steam Expo, this is a large event. We can actually consider this the largest Steam Expo within the city of Chicago. But most of our events are siloed, and there's a disconnect. So a student may do one event. So we're hoping with this particular initiative that it's a continuous process, that we can start connecting the dots for students on other programs that do these these types of programs across the city. So they can, and you can see with the booths that we have, groups that actually work in the city. So Project Sincere is our primary facilitator. There's another group called Project Exploration, Aerospace, Quake Tech, Girls for Science, Black Girls That Code, Girls That Code. There are just a vast amount of programs out there that our students or our young students in the city of Chicago can get attached to, and we're hoping to be the conduit for that.
What do you think maybe surprises students the most about manufacturing when they start to learn about the industry?
I think one of the highest hurdles we have is that negative connotation that students have about advanced manufacturing, that it's dirty, it's grimy, you gotta be a man, you don't make much money. And once they actually understand it and they go out to different facilities, they see some places are extremely clinical. The floors are clean. It's not you lifting up a 50-pound billet and putting it in a machine. Automation, technology, and young women can be just as productive as any young man. So it does a lot. It opens eyes. It's a whole new world out there, and we definitely want to make them part of it.
So why do you personally think manufacturing is a good career choice?
Well, my first career was actually in the academic world. Did it for about 20 years, got a little tired of it. I come from a blue-collar background. My dad worked in a steel mill when they were dirty and, it was rough. I just believe advanced manufacturing is the backbone of America. I can't really tell you why, I just believe in it. I know it gives you opportunities where opportunities are not given. And I decided to go back to school and get a few more degrees, and one was I went to Illinois Institute of Technology, which is a vendor and exhibitor downstairs, and I always liked making things. And I learned so much in regards to supply chain and the benefits of advanced manufacturing for the supply chain. And I just started seeing opportunities, and I wanted to expose those opportunities to others who may, like myself, who lived in the city all this time, did not know these opportunities actually existed.
Great, very exciting. I think that's probably what turns kids on the most is actually bringing something to life.
Well, I had a couple of kids during the course of this week who came in and who wanted to be basketball players. And by the time they were leaving, they wanted to work on robotics. So those are the type of eye-opening opportunities I'm hoping goes across most visitors that come down to the Smart Force Student Summit.
Now, in your time with city colleges, are there any success stories that really stand out to you the most?
Well, I can say this. Our last two cohorts, everyone that wanted a job, that went through our program, got a job. But I had a young man, he's 23 years old. He grew up in one of the tougher areas of Chicago. He went through our basic certification. He found a job, $14.50, $15 an hour. He came back because we actually are the only institution, Wilbur Wright, that teaches multi-axis machining within Chicago. Starts with screw machine. He came back for a Saturday course for 6 weeks. He then found a job for $18 an hour where he's working 50 hours plus a week. That just made my day. And he called and he said, thank you. I mean, that meant something. So those are the type of opportunities that we're trying to make available and expose others to those type of opportunities. And he wants to go back to school and get his advanced certificate, and the job he's employed at now would actually pay for him to get his undergraduate degree. So those are the type of things we're trying to do. And I get really excited. Sometimes I get a bit too passionate about it, but I just truly believe in what advanced manufacturing offers underserved communities.
Yeah, that must make your job very rewarding.
It does. It does. It does. It's a hard job, but it does.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you so much for taking part in the Smart Force Student Summit.
I appreciate it, and once again, thank you, Greg. You're great.
This has been Penny Brown for the MFG Advocate on IMTS TV.